But I'd like to emphasize that when they take disciplinary action, regulatory action in the government or in government agency, what is the data source of what is the data source related to those regulatory action or disciplinary action? Of course, the government agency and the government collects data which is incident directly from institutions. And they got the data from vigilant report. But they also use JQ's data as well as those data I described previously. So with this slide, I would like to emphasize that JQ's data is greatly contributing to the government and government action and government agencies action. So as one of the key message of my talk is the synergy. So I'd like to say to you that JQ in private private section, and the government and the government agency in public sections are collaboratively working together for patient safety by creating synergistic effect in my country. For those reasons, I am happy to announce here that we have just published a monthly alert together with government agency called PMDA, which is sort of an equivalent body to FDA in the United States. Because this monthly alert highlighted the medical devices, so we worked together. This is one of the examples of synergistic effect which is taking place in my country. Next, I'd like to talk about the AI, artificial intelligence application to analyze incident data. We have been working with AI researchers from Hong Kong and from other countries. What is the problem is that pertinent information or very valuable information is often contained within unstructured free text, very free text, which prevents autonomous analysis. So natural language processing can structure these free text automatically and retrieved relevant past incidents and learning materials. So we presented a corpus of 58,000 machine annotated incident reports of medication errors. We highlighted medication errors, and we report the named entity recognition and the intention factuality analysis by the effect, the validation of those two elements for cross-validation experience. And finally, we produced the data set contains 478,000 named entity and differentiates between incident types by recognizing discrepancies between what is intended. What is intended means that those intended to administer and what actually occurred, which means what dose is actually administered to patients in wrong dose medication error. And we provide access to validation data sets and machine annotated for labeling future incident reports of medication errors. And we feel proud that the 478,000 is probably the world largest size, world's largest numbers of named entities data set. I said named entity data, which means that, for instance, what is described here is the incident case. 5 milligram is a strength. Prednisone is drug. This is the annotation and named entity data. And I said intention analysis, factuality analysis. I already said that, but we label individual word with intended and actually administered, or intended and not actually administered, or not intended and not actually administered. Okay, here you see what we did again. So I'm going to repeat what I said in previous slide. We have many data of incident, and we extracted medication error as many as this number. And with the two different method, we fine-tuned those data to produce annotated data to finally produce machine annotator. And then this is the fine-tune step, 1 and 2. And we initially pre-trained BART, which comes from Google, and we fine-tuned with rule-based annotated incident report in the first phase, and in the final phase, we used intentional factuality medication incident report. We used it for fine-tuned in step 2. And finally, we got 478 annotated data at named entity level. Okay, here you see only one individual data. Here you see the description of incident, and named entity data is the Monday is the date, levofloxacin is a drug, and intended and actually took place, or etc., etc. And here you see incident types. So we put all these data, which corresponds to the incident report, and we have 478,000 data like this in our database. And finally, we developed a chatbot. So if you input your medication error here in this box, the machine automatically analyzes to produce annotation. And if annotation is wrong, please click X. But I believe that most annotation is correct. And finally, if you click this button, this chatbot will tell you about relevant material or relevant data or relevant knowledge on the web for prevention. Here you see I input wrong dose medication case, and I finally got a JQ's monthly alert related to wrong dose medication. This is how it works. Okay, what I described in my talk so far is the development and advancement which took place in our reporting and learning system in a couple of years. And next, in the second part of my talk, I will go very quickly. I'm going to touch on no photo compensation for brain damaged baby called cerebral palsy. I talked about the details of this system in National Forum in 2017, so I'm going to skip the details. So in JQ, we are running a no-fault compensation system that provide monetary compensation on no-fault basis and investigation report production and prevention activity together with patient and family representatives. And the harm is increasingly reduced to produce less number of cases eligible for this system. In other words, the number of cerebral palsy in my country is reducing, decreasing. We made a comparison analysis between two bunch of reports of the year 2009 and 2014. So this is a comparison analysis of investigative report. And we finally concluded that some procedures are really improving. For instance, fetal heart rate monitoring is really improving, and excess administration of oxytocin, overdose of oxytocin, that is uterine contracting agent, is getting less often. And mechanical ventilation within 1 month after birth is getting more often. And the lawsuit case is rapidly declining compared to the lawsuit of other and entire medical specialties. So the medical professionals, particularly obstetricians and midwives, have praised for the rapid decrease in the number of lawsuits. Okay, and what is happening within a couple of years is the spreading of no-fault compensation system and the idea of no-fault compensation system. What you see here is the newspaper article issued by The Times, which is a British media. And the poor quality of care was provided to baby and a pregnant mother, and the baby was victimized to develop cerebral palsy. So in Shrewsbury Hospital and Telford Hospital, so they are victimized mothers. What you can notice is that they are carrying reports. This report is called Okenden reports because Miss Donna Okenden, who is midwives, took the lead in investigation into nearly 1,600 cases spanning 20 years. And the report concluded 201 cases were dubious. This issue was discussed in UK Parliament, and I was invited to the UK Parliament 1 or 2 years ago, and the former Secretary of Health, Mr. Jeremy Hunt, chaired the session. I worked together with experts on no-fault compensation system from Sweden, New Zealand, and the United States, Virginia state of the United States. And then I described our data and our system, and our data is included in the final report of the committee. And then last year, I worked with Imperial College London of the United Kingdom, and they issued a report, web report called Global State of Patient Safety 2023. This project is led by Professor Ala Dalzi and Mr. James Titcomb. Mr. James Titcomb lost his baby in the accident years ago. And then the report includes 9 case studies, such as 5 from UK, 2 from US, 1 from New Zealand, and 1 from Japan, which is no-fault maternity compensation system. And I provided interview video clip, and it's available on the web. So please visit the website. And this report, web report, was released at the reception, which took place in the House of Lords, UK Parliament, in December last year, and I was invited. So I'm showing here. Professor Ala Dalzi of Imperial College London, currently the member of House of Lords, took the lead in holding this session. And Mr. Jeremy Hunt, who is currently Chancellor of Exchequer, probably it is called Finance Minister in your country and my country, he was there. And Victoria Atkins, who is current state Secretary of State of Health of the of UK was also there, and Dr. Neelam Dwingler was also there. And last month, the Times, the British media, concluded their one-year project, which is called Times Health Commissions, to produce 10 recommendations for healthcare in the United Kingdom. And the recommendation number 5 clearly mentioned no blame compensation system, like I said. And the media also said that Mr. Jeremy Hunt, who is a former Secretary of Health and the current Chancellor of Exchequer of the British government, backs no blame compensation scheme. And the James Titcomb of Imperial College London issues periodically a newsletter. The latest one mentioned the report, Times Health Commission report. It says it results that concerning patient safety, the Commission also called for introducing no-fault compensation system, and the report, Global State of Patient Safety Report 2023, featured Japan's system. In Malaysia in 2019, they are now preparing for launching the system. So I clearly recommend that why don't you discuss a similar system to embed in your healthcare system in your country, Thailand. Okay, that's all my talk. What you see here is the synthesis of my talk. I'm not going to repeat it again in conscious of time. So thank you very much. Thank you all. That's all from my end.